While we wait for some folks to join us, Rock, we just got back from Podcast Movement. How you feeling?
You read my mind. I was going to ask you what was exciting for you about it. Yeah, it was it was fun. Obviously unique circumstances, but I've never been to Nashville, so that was pretty cool. But I think the best thing was giving some of our team members that haven't been to Podcast Movement. Obviously, you and I have for a few years now, but like some of our other team members, some of the marketing team and support and engineering team members getting able to talk to podcasters directly and fellow industry peers. I think that was really special. And I think we're going to see a lot of those benefits play out in, our communication or our community activities and absolutely in the product as well. How about for you?
Absolutely. Same deal. Loved hanging out with the team. Just had a great time. I love Podcast Movement. So why don't we give folks a little bit of a sense of what's going to go on in the next hour. Just for the folks who don't know, my name's Ariel. I'm the community manager at SquadCast, and
I'm Rock, the co-founder.
And we're here to teach about the SquadCast affiliate program. Basically, you have a podcast, you want to make some money from that podcast, ads are an option, merchandise is an option. Another option is to be an affiliate for brands that you love. So if you are a SquadCaster, you are eligible to join our SquadCast affiliate program. And so for the next hour, we're going to talk about that affiliate program with Harry Duran, who is an advisor for SquadCast, as well as a podcaster of many different shows. We're going to hear from him, learn about him, and he's going to give us some of his best tips and tricks. Before we invite Harry onto the stage, Rock, why don't we just do a quick community check-in? What do we got going on with the SquadCast community over the next few weeks? Do you want to quickly talk about our Slack channel?
Absolutely. So the Squad Pod community Slack channel is really, I think, the best way to engage with the SquadCast team, but also just the SquadCast community in general. It's where you can find all about what's going on. We also want to help each other. So there's like different channels that focus on different things like Amplify. So if you want to get something like a new product or a new podcast episode or just something in general that you want amplified, you got a team of us ready and willing to do that for you. And then we're also having like squad podits is what we're calling them. So like podcast audits, where basically someone gets on the hot seat and we give feedback on how they can improve their podcast or what we think is working, stuff like that. It's a good way to get like direct feedback on the show. I love it because it's a good way for me to experience shows that maybe I wasn't, going to discover on my own. And I learned a lot from them too. So I really like those. And then we're also doing like a Zoom meeting coming up soon. Do you have more information on that, Ariel, of what you got planned?
Oh, how I do. We have a Zoom meeting on Monday. That's the 16th at 1:00 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be a Podcast Movement recap Zoom. We're going to hear from a few of the people who are at Podcast Movement, Crystal Profit, Dino Catano, about their experience there. And we'd love for you to join us, whether you were able to make it or not. It'll be a great recap. And then on Tuesday, the 17th, we're doing a squad podit of SquadCaster Phil Ward's podcast, Unhinged and Bumbled Up. All this information is available to you in our Slack channel. I posted the link in the chat, so you can find it there. Join us there. And with that, why don't we get started with our webinar? And just folks, before we get started, please feel free to use the chat, ask questions, comment where you're from. We'd love to hear from you. We also have a poll going. If you look at the bottom of the screen, are you a SquadCast affiliate? Please let us know. We'd love to hear. And by the end of the day, we'd love for you all to be SquadCast affiliates. So without further ado, Harry, would you like to join us up on stage?
Absolutely.
Yay.
There he is. Look at that voice. And then also, I'll just, before we jump in, and hey, Harry, great to see you. Thanks for joining us. But for today's agenda, so Harry's going to start with a short slide presentation about affiliate marketing. I'm also going to contribute in talking about the SquadCast affiliate program, what are the benefits of that, and how you can get involved. And then after the presentation, Harry and I are going to have a fireside chat style about different affiliate marketing things that we've seen work, what we've seen not work, what we like about it, what we don't like about it. Just really the thing that prompted this is we know a lot of you are already telling other folks about SquadCast. A big way that we've grown our our customer base is through word of mouth. So really this affiliate program is to kind of incentivize and reward that word of mouth that you're already doing for us, and just trying to help you, not just like, here's a link and figure it out. Like, we want to be helpful on how to refer other folks. And so that's what the fireside chat will be about. And then finally, as always, we love Q&A time. So we'll leave some time at the end for that. So Harry, hey.
What's up, guys? Good to see you again. Thanks for the update on Podcast Movement. I was definitely feeling a bit of that FOMO. It's the first one that I've missed, but I'm looking forward to regrouping with that team in LA and then back again in Texas next year.
So you'll be there. All right, cool. Well, look forward to seeing you. Anything you want to say before, or I can just start sharing the screen and we can do right into the presentation?
I mean, I think this is really important, and I see that there's 66 people here in the group, and a couple of people already started commenting. So I would encourage anyone who's watching to participate. These things are much more fun when it's not like just me and Rock and Ariel having a conversation, or us speaking out into the void. So to Matt, to Jody, Vince, Leah, folks who have jumped in already, Quentin, Greg, thanks for participating and going full on out for these. And then there's another probably 50 people who we have not heard from. We want to hear from you. We want this to be an interactive conversation. So please don't be shy. One of the tenets of being a good affiliate is being able to speak loudly about things that you're passionate about. And what better way to start than in this conversation right now? So don't be shy.
You're such a pro, Harry. I'm learning. I'm always learning from you.
There's Paige. See, Paige knows what's up.
What's up, Paige? Jody? All right, cool. Fine if I share screen then?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, perfect. All right. And let me turn off my notifications. Okay, cool. All right, so we're going to quickly talk about the SquadCast affiliate program and help your audience and earn rewards. So it's hosted by SquadCast and presented by Harry Duran. Harry, who are you?
So we connected, I think it was 2017 when we was it that first podcast movement? No, the first one we met, right?
Yes, 2017 in LA.
2017.
Anaheim, excuse me.
Anaheim. And I was just overwhelmed. I've been podcasting. I'll touch into that a little bit more. Podcasting since 2014, and I think what I saw then was the potential for what has now become one of the most powerful remote recording platforms on the planet. And I'm really excited to be partnering with you and honored to be the founding advisor for you guys. I'm so passionate about what you've put together early days with all the team, with Rock, with Zach, and the rest of the folks there. So just proud to see how much this has grown. And I think to your point of why I'm passionate about it and why folks here should be passionate about it, I believe it's a really strong community. And I think it's one of the differentiators for similar types of services. I think that the SquadCast community is the premier community, and I think it's just has more potential for it to grow. So I'm really excited to see what's on the horizon.
Yeah, agreed. And thank you, Harry, for saying that. You believed in us when there wasn't much to believe in. So thank you so much. We couldn't have done it without you. And let me go to the next. So what do you do, Harry?
Where does it all start? If I had to go all the way back, it's probably, I can trace podcasting to my love of electronic music because I grew up DJing, like vinyl turntables. And I still have my Technics 1200s in storage, but I was working on a mobile app called Know Your DJ in 2012. Actually, fun fact, if you go to knowyour.dj is the country code for Djibouti, which is a country in Africa. I found that out later on. For some reason, they're not really up to date with their domain management, so I haven't paid for it, but it's still there, knowyour.dj. So if you want to check that out later. But I thought it would be a nice idea to interview DJs for this, to promote this app. So I went to New Media Expo in Las Vegas in January of 2014. There I saw the likes of like Amy Porterfield. I saw Pat Flynn there, also an advisor now to SquadCast. And I said, it would be interesting if I told their stories, because I was like, rather than try to chase down globetrotting DJs, why not interview these folks who are all around me? And I was inspired by Inside the Actor Studio as well. So I thought about, what about Inside the Actor Studio, but podcasters? And so I started Podcast Junkies. I read some. I jumped in John Lee Dumas's group, Podcasters Paradise. Shout out to JLD, also really good guy, really OG podcaster, and kept the artwork simple, high contrast colors, and just early on, I did a lot of the all the things that people here can be on the who are listening now can relate to. Wore all the hats. I recorded the show. I edited the show. I wrote my own show notes. I posted it to the website. I created the website. I grabbed all the social accounts. I started posting all the social accounts, kept the graphics up, booked the guests. And so definitely I can relate, and I commiserate with podcasters when they say early on that they got to do all the stuff, because it's something that's important. And as a podcaster, you should be doing all the things that are important for you. But also you start to understand as a podcaster, you start to have your own business. I mean, the podcast is your own business. And that's why things like familiarizing yourself with affiliate programs is really important. And that's why I'm excited to get into the details here. So there's a lot I didn't know about digital marketing back in 2014. I had been in corporate for 20 plus years. I worked at JP Morgan Chase and E-Trade in the marketing departments. Paid a business coach a significant amount of money to help learn a lot of that. One of my most often quoted quotes is from Jim Rohn. He said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." And I needed to really up level myself and get into circles where people are doing fantastic things. That's why I'm so passionate about podcasting conferences. And that's why I love being in the room with people who are passionate about what they do. So started FullCast, which is our full service done for you podcast agency. We help businesses and brands launch, produce, and market their authority building podcasts. And then as another project, again, thinking about different ways to grow podcasting, trying out different ideas, which is what we do as business owners, as podcasters, as entrepreneurs. I started the Vertical Farming podcast. I saw that there was a lot of growth in that niche. And I said, how would I do it knowing what I've learned now from Podcast Junkies? So I said, I'm going to interview only CEOs and founders. So it's really high caliber guests. And as I started doing that, I basically wanted to see if we could create a client for ourselves at FullCast. And so this was right during the middle of the pandemic when I started those interviews, about 3 or 4 interviews in. As I started having conversations with these companies, I was asking them where they're spending their marketing dollars. And I was able to land a large figure investment as a sponsor for a show before I had even released an episode. So and thankful to say we just finished up season 3. Every single season, we've locked in a sponsor for the entire quarter, and our season 3 sponsor, Cultivated, has just committed to season 4. So it's been an exciting experiment that shows the power of having a niche audience to speak to, and also looking at a variety of different ways to monetize. And an affiliate is a strong one as well. So that's the Harry story, the 3-minute version.
I love it. I mean, and how's the vertical farming show going? Last I heard, it was going pretty well, right?
Yeah, it's really strong. Thousands of downloads per episode. And I think what's interesting, Rock, is that because I targeted high caliber guests, now other folks in the space are saying, hey, would you like to interview our CEO? Not our marketing guy, not our PR guy. Like, can you interview our CEO? And I'm having conversations with like these CEOs that run these $100 million companies, and I'm learning as I go with the podcast. So I'm not a subject matter expert in vertical farming when I started, but I was always conscious of taking my listeners along the journey. And so I was educating myself and educating my listeners at the same time. And just all the skills that I've learned through Podcast Junkies, now 8 years in, 271 episodes so far, like these things about the basics, right? Active listening, being intensely curious about your guests, paying attention as you're having that face-to-face conversation. And to be honest, to tie it back full circle, when I started, I knew the importance of that face-to-face connection, and I was using Skype with call recorder early on. So when I saw you guys at Podcast Movement back then, I realized, oh, this is what I've been looking for all this time. High quality recordings. I get that face-to-face interaction. I get to see the body language. And that's why, we continue to use SquadCast for Podcast Junkies, for vertical farming, and all our client shows as well.
Great to hear, and I'm glad to hear how successful that is. It's a great story. It's what podcasting is all about: finding a niche that you're curious about, and you can build an audience, but also build relationships with folks in the industry as well. So that's exciting to hear. But let's get into the affiliate marketing and why it is an opportunity to start monetizing your podcast, or at least add a different source of revenue for your podcast in a passive way. So what we're going to cover today is, first, Harry's going to talk about what is affiliate marketing, and then he'll talk about why it's important and why you should incorporate it into your marketing activities and how you can be successful at affiliate marketing. And then I'm going to talk about some more details about the SquadCast affiliate program. So ready to get into it, Harry?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yay. What is affiliate marketing?
So affiliate marketing, I think obviously for most folks that are on this call, it should be nothing that's any surprise to them. You get paid money to promote products, and more importantly, it should be in alignment with products that you're passionate about. You get a cut of the sales. So as companies, they want to align with their super fans. They know that the people that are going to be promoting their products are the people who are most passionate about the tools, and they use them on a consistent basis. I know throughout the years, I've used a lot of different products, and immediately the first thing that I notice is when there's a product that I'm using actively, that I'm really passionate about, that I am telling people about without any prompts from the company, I realize, this would be a good opportunity to see if there's an affiliate program. So early on, you look at all the ways that you have programs. There's companies that will help you find tools like that, like Commission Junction. But then more importantly, if you can have that direct relationship with a company like SquadCast to do your affiliate marketing, there's something passionate, like powerful about building that connection and feeling like you're part of community. And that's why I applaud you guys doing this from day one. Like, community has been so important. And then realizing like the best people that can promote something for you are your power users, are your super fans, are the people that the people that are on this call right now. So it's really, if you align yourself correctly with something that you're powerfully supportive of, it's really like a win-win to your and to the point that you have here on this slide, Rock, because I think knowing that when you're recommending a product, whether you're doing it on a podcast and you're recommending it to your listeners, you have to value that relationship you have with your audience. And whether you're a blogger, whether you're a podcaster, whether you're a social media influencer, if you start recommending and selling products, a lot of people will do it just for the dollars, and they'll just they're just churning through these products. But I think affiliate marketing, when done really correctly, you're looking to build that relationship, and you feel confident. You feel like super proud to be talking about this product because you know that you're doing a service for your audience, because you're like, guys, if you're podcasting, you need to be using SquadCast because I've been using it and this is why I'm passionate about it. And that passion comes through in how you position yourself and the offer to your audience.
Yeah, that's totally what I've learned as I've dug deeper into affiliate marketing, is that, like, I think it might, you might think that, I sign up for this program and then I provide the link and start selling, but it's actually, there's a lot more preliminary steps that you want to take before starting to sell and pitch the product that you're going to be referring. So I totally agree. And, definitely have plans to unpack that more in our presentation and our discussion. So why does it matter then, Harry?
Yeah, something that seemingly, I was just looking at the comments, Greg touched upon the sincerity with affiliates makes a huge difference. And I totally agree, because what you're doing is you're being the conduit for where is valuable for folks to look at. Because as people are listening, and you're talking about products on your show, they come to you because you're a trusted voice in their audience. If they're listening to you on a regular basis, your podcast listeners, let's stick with them as an example. If you've had your show for months or even years, you have this audience that's coming back to you. We've heard it ad nauseum, this idea of know, like, and trust. And a lot of times people will get a bit confused about the order there. Before you start talking about affiliates or before you start recommending products, obviously people need to know who you are. And this is where the ongoing nature of having consistency with your show, consistency with your messaging, consistency with your content. And you'll either repel people or you'll attract people. And that's where the like and the love, I heard, I forgot who was it mentioned that talked about it as no love and trust, which I like even more, because they have to really love you. And now once you've built up the rapport, you have the know, you have the love, and then they have the trust. And so when you go into talking about a product that you recommend, a product that you love, you've built up that trust with your audience, and they're now allowing you to be that filter for them. And if you are a subject matter expert, they trust that you've done the homework, that that you wouldn't be recommending something to them that you haven't vouched for. And that's really, really powerful. And it helps you develop that relationship, that one-to-one connection with your audience. And a lot of podcasters, they immediately think about monetizing their show. It's one of the first things probably they think about. How am I going to monetize? And that's why I want to let you know that there's a lot of different platforms. I know people initially think, I just want to get thousands and thousands of downloads. And what you have to realize is it's not going to happen for a lot of podcasters, probably the majority of podcasters. But that doesn't mean that you don't have a popular show. What's a more effective method of measuring your audience is the engagement. How engaged is your audience? How do you know the names of the people that listen to your show? Do you have their faces? Have you met with them? Something that resonates with me strongly is a conversation I had with Dave Jackson of the School of Podcasting years ago, and he talked about how he has pictures of his listeners on his wall. So when he's podcasting, like he's looking at them, it's like he's talking to that audience of people. And it's really, really powerful because you know that you're speaking to them. So when it comes to like offering up products, offering up services, if you're not comfortable doing it in person to to them and saying, I would recommend this to you, I vouch for this, and know that they're trusting that. If you're not comfortable doing that face to face with them, you shouldn't be doing it. So think about the different ways. Don't try a shotgun approach and say, I'm going to sign up for every single affiliate program because I'm just going to figure out make as much money as possible, because what you're doing is then bombarding your audience. As much as we would like to think, Rock, and that people are sitting in your podcast, listening to your podcast with a notepad and be like, okay, every single reference that Rock mentions, I'm going to write down, and every single link, and they're just jotting down stuff. They're not doing that. Their people are on the go. And we all know, for anyone who's listening now, we all don't know the nature of podcasting. They're typically consumed on mobile devices. People are on the go. So you don't have a lot of time to offer them up things that are of value for them. So this is why affiliates are really, really strong if done correctly, if done with intention and with a clear desire to help your audience. Like the goal shouldn't be like, how can I make as much money as possible? The goal is like, how can I introduce a select group of services that I feel super passionately about, that I know my audience will get value from? And how do I communicate that in a way to the audience that says, you know what, this podcast is a passion project for me, and how I selectively choose the companies that I want to align with, that I want to partner with, is important for me, because that a little bit of affiliate revenue that I get will help me and can allow me to continue doing my show. And if you guys if you're getting value out of what I bring to you every week on this podcast or every day on this podcast, if that is in any way value for you, Adam Curry talks about value for value model, then this is a way you can help me. This affiliate program, I've done the research, I'm a user, I love the tool, and I know that you'll get value out of it. And to your point here, it's perfect to selectively pick companies like SquadCast that care about their affiliate programs, that care about the caliber of the people that are signing up for them. So it's just be selective about the people that you partner with.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think it all starts with building and earning trust. And one of the things that I've seen for folks is that I don't know, I think they're afraid to ask or feel like they're going to be looking, I don't know, slimy, salesy if they're pushing on these affiliate products. But I think that's also if the sell becomes a lot more soft once you start to build the relationship and show your passion and really realize that folks are looking for someone to kind of be that voice of to filter all the noise. I know that's on the slide here, but they are looking for someone to curate and help them kind of. It's a noisy place. I get it. And so having having a voice that you trust kind of pitch these products to you, it's actually becomes much easier, but it does start with trust. So we are getting into some of what it takes to succeed. What do you suggest?
Yeah, I mean, it's something we've just started to allude to. This idea of audience first is really, really important because everything that you do on your podcast, we create shows for clients, one of the first things we walk them through in the beginning is this idea for like an interview-based show, for example. Never forget that there's three people in that conversation. There's the host, there's the guest, and then there's the listener. And it's something that it'll be a lifelong goal for me to try to just continue to get better and become a better interviewer. That's why I listen to folks like also fellow advisor Jordan Harbinger. Pat Flynn's a great interviewer. Just who are the best people in their craft and how do I continue to get better? Because I want to be a better interviewer and have that relationship with my guest, because I value my audience that's coming to listen to the podcast week in and week out. So if I'm not continuously honing my craft and thinking of ways of how I can add value to my audience, then, why are you doing the show? You might as well just have Zoom calls with your friends and not record them and then just be happy that you're connecting with them. It's really important that you establish that authentic connection with you can do this if you're solo as well, like be authentic in the message that you're delivering, and then realize and understand that you have to be authentic to your audience because they're going to sense it out. I mean, this is really an intimate medium. And if we all close our eyes, we should be able to feel the passion in our host, in the guest, if you think about everyone here, if you take a second, I just looking at the last few people in there, Tasha, Kim, Deb, whoever is listening now, list your favorite podcast. I'm just curious, like, what's your favorite podcast and why? Put that in the comments now, because when we talk about being authentic, what keeps you coming back? And I told you I was going to call you guys out to make this collaborative. So I don't want you guys to feel like you're getting off the hook. List your favorite podcast in the comments right now. So do that now. I want to see you stay engaged, or else we're going to start to call in on people. Show your passion, just as passionate as I want to make sure I am on this webinar. This is the same passion you need to be delivering on your shows every week. You need to bring it every single week, and I know it's hard, and I appreciate folks putting Nikki putting in there, Lisa, Greg, thank you for putting them in there, but you have to be passionate, because think about this: if you're not passionate in terms of your content and how excited you are to get on the mic every single week and deliver your message, deliver your interview, do your training, whatever is the topic that you're covering, if you're not passionate about it, the question is, why are you even podcasting about it? And so that's really important. And then all those pieces are important to be thinking about, all those 3 bullet points, so that as you start to think about creatively marketing, you're going to be thinking about all the different ways people consume your show, who your audience is, what your topic is, and you're going to be thinking about out-of-the-box ways to promote SquadCast in this case as an affiliate, because it's either something that's in line with the content of your show, and you can be creative how you do that. We can go through some ideas here, but you shouldn't be thinking about delivering a vanilla approach to your audience, because then you're doing your audience a disservice and not valuing them and not showing them that you are passionate enough to think creatively about how to market.
Awesome stuff. Thank you, Harry. And I want to dig a little bit deeper into some of the what you've seen play out best in our discussion, and avoid some of those pitfalls. But before we do that, I want to talk about specifically the SquadCast affiliate program. So like Harry said, we're extremely passionate about our community, our current customer base. We know you are already inviting folks onto the platform or telling them about your experience on SquadCast. And so we just wanted to build more awareness about the program. We're going to be starting to put a lot more emphasis and attention on it. At the moment, we do provide some unique links and assets for you all to share, and happy to talk about some best practices of how to best utilize them. But also, we want to hear from you. Like, what would be helpful for you all? And don't expect anyone to answer that right now, but you're definitely welcome to reach out to us on social or contact any of us on email. We'll have some emails at the end of this presentation to provide, but we really want to hear from you. Like, what would help you be a better affiliate? Because again, we already know you all are doing this for us. We want to incentivize it. It's a pretty generous commission. It's 10%. That's ongoing, paid quarterly. So if you refer someone to us, so they use your link to sign up, they become a customer, they start paying SquadCast, you get a cut of that revenue as long as they stay a customer with us. So it's like a recurring commission, which is a little bit different than on other programs, because we want to continue to reward it, because it incentivizes you to keep making sure that those those folks that you refer are enjoying their experience, then we want to hear about it. So that is the majority. You want to butt in, Harry?
Yeah, that's really important. And just I remember looking into affiliate stuff when I got started, and it is a very generous commission because the 10% in and of itself is generous, but the fact that you're paying it ongoing. And I think that's so important because it's demonstrating that you as SquadCast cares about building a long-term relationship with your affiliate partners. It's not a churn and burn mindset or mentality. It's really saying, hey, let's all grow together. I'm really passionate about when relationships are built on this idea of rising tide lifts all boats and thinking about creatively how we improve the program. I imagine there's people who have been SquadCast affiliates who have ideas, and maybe I just connected to the Slack channel as well because I want to make sure I can jump in and provide value if anyone has questions there. But I think ideas, if anyone has had history successfully being an affiliate of other programs, we'd love to hear about that as well. And I think it's important to think about all the different ways. There's going to be creative ideas for how to promote SquadCast, creative suggestions for other things the SquadCast team can do that they may not be thinking of. So everyone that's listening, considering becoming an affiliate, obviously make sure you sign up today if you're not signed up, but also contribute in your ideas and contribute the things that are working, because what's going to happen is if you're trying something and you're seeing success with a specific way to promote SquadCast, I'm sure everyone else in the community is going to want to hear that again, to try that with their own audience as well.
Yeah, thank you. So the next slide, classic me, I got ahead of myself on how we can help and what resources you can take advantage of. I do see some great comments in the chat. So thank you to Jack and Paige and it looks like Greg as well. Thank you so much for your feedback. So yeah, we absolutely do provide graphics, but are always happy to improve those or provide more or adding it to your website. I think that's a tactic that I've seen be pretty effective in addition to, saying it on your podcast. But we'll dive into that more in our discussion once we wrap up the presentation here. So just to quickly recap, we talked about what affiliate marketing is, how to get involved, what are the different strategies and tactics to implement, and then also how to succeed. I think, that's another thing of just, sending your link out there and hoping folks will sign up magically is, like Harry said, probably not going to happen. It starts with building that relationship and earning that trust. And then, we'll add a link in the chat for you to sign up now. We would love to see you start affiliating for us. So here's our contact information. If someone on the SquadCast team could put these in the chat as well, just so folks can copy paste them. Again, we want to hear from you. So if you're looking for, podcasting services, please reach out to Harry at FullCast.co, or if you're curious about vertical farming, I suppose, hit him up on that regard too. But as it pertains to questions about SquadCast or the affiliate program, please direct those to Ariel, our community manager, and me, and we'll love to hear from you and love to help out.
And I'll just make this up on the spot here. Obviously, there's a lot of podcasters here. Obviously, I have a show where I interview podcasters, and I've got a waiting list of people who have pinged me, and also I've got my friends that I want to talk to and catch up, all the people that I didn't get to speak to at Podcast Movement. But I think maybe, Rock, what we can do is work out an incentive for folks that are listening here, and maybe we'll figure out what the metric is that works, and then we'll finalize it in this Slack channel. But if whoever is the top affiliate, maybe for this month or next month, I'd be happy to invite them on and interview them on Podcast Junkies.
Wow, that's amazing. You heard it here, folks, live. So that's great, Harry. We'll absolutely do that.
Yeah, we'll figure out what the metrics look like. But obviously, I'm excited. I'm always excited because the best people to interview are people that are passionate about their podcast and what they're doing and telling their origin story. And I love sharing those stories on Podcast Junkies. So as another incentive to really push it, 30-day window, we'll figure out something that's fair for everyone that's here. But I'd love to tell your story, and as an incentive, we'll figure out something that works.
And folks, this is just Harry being Harry. The man has so many amazing ideas and they just come out like that. So thank you, Harry. Definitely we'll take advantage of that. I'm going to close the share screen now so we can get into our discussion. Hold up. first timer sharing my screen on Crowdcast.
Yeah.
That was awesome, Harry. Thank you. And thank you for that offer. As a previous member, or excuse me, a guest on Podcast Junkies, it was a great experience. So, whoever that lucky winner is going to have a good time.
That's excited to see. We'll figure out a way to put out. I like how I'm giving you all the technical challenges. There, okay, we'll have a leaderboard, and we'll
figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. It's perfect is the enemy of done, as I like to say. So.
True that. So I just want to get into some questions with you, just so we can elaborate on some of the things that we talked about in our presentation for folks. Yeah. So who do you think affiliate marketing is a good fit for?
I know we're focusing on podcasters right now, so people think, "Oh, do I have to be a podcaster to be an affiliate?" But anyone that's talking about services that creators use, and if you think about all the different ways people can use SquadCast, I'm sure everyone here is a loyal SquadCast listener, but it could be someone who's conferencing with colleagues. If you're in corporate, and there's ways that people in your company you think could benefit from a tool like SquadCast, because look at all the benefits: high quality audio, high quality video, the fact that you can do it through a browser. It's incumbent on you to educate people all the different ways you can use SquadCast, and that would be benefit of you. People that are doing audiobooks, I don't know some of the other creative ways you've seen people use SquadCast, Rock, that come to mind, but it doesn't have to just be podcasters. It could be anyone who's essentially an entrepreneur, and anyone with an audience, and that audience could be through your blog, it could be through your social channels, it could be through a LinkedIn live that you do, anywhere that you're actively speaking to people on a consistent basis. If you feel that they can get value out of it, don't prejudge who you think this might be a good fit for, or who you think this might be helpful for. Tell everyone. Tell us, I'm using this great tool to record my show, and I was like, oh, I never thought about that, but maybe I could use it for this, and there could be some just interesting ways to use it. And again, if you're in a company and they're using remote recording software, or they could benefit from something like that, think out of the box, because a client is a client to SquadCast, and depending on how they're using it, the team is happy to support them. But the key is for you to let people know where you're going to see the most success, is letting people know as far and wide as possible. I mean, go to your coffee shop, put it on the bulletin board or something like that. Think outside the box, guys. I mean, there's no wrong way to promote.
Yeah, and Gorilla is what you're talking about, huh?
I mean, we got to get some stickers in these people's hands, and just like I remember, I have this water bottle now that my partner Natalie's got me to the habit of doing. So now I'm actively looking for stickers, and I'm putting them on my water bottle. That water bottle travels with me. It just traveled to New York and back. So just actively thinking about ways, brand awareness. This is what we're talking about. People see that, what's that? What's SquadCast, or what's that? Get what you want to do is start conversations. So any way you can start those conversations is going to be helpful.
What about where have you seen affiliate marketing be most effective? Any examples come to mind? Any resources that we can point folks to look at? I mean, I know that there's a lot of different ways that you can be an affiliate. You can do it on your podcast or in your YouTube video, but obviously, providing links in the show notes, or in an email, or on the website. Is there anything in particular that you can think of, or an example of an individual doing it really well?
Yeah, well, Paige is doing it well, because she said she just started to talk to SquadCast with people outside of podcasting. So that's
there we go.
Because they think about it, because there's people that are thinking about podcasting, and then thinking about, they may have high quality standards, or they may come from radio, and they're like, I've been thinking about podcasting, but I don't know about the quality because I've tried Zoom and Zoom is crappy. Well, did you know that there's an alternative? Did you know? Dino's in the house too. What's up, Dino? But be creative. You could leave no stone unturned. You should have an affiliate section or partner section. It's partners. You're partnering with SquadCast. It's not just I'm randomly hawking some product. I'm a partner with SquadCast, and I'm promoting their services. So have a trusted partners site. Trusted, use these words that people resonate with. So SquadCast is a trusted partner, and that's why we recommend their service. And have a page about why. Write a blog post about your experience using SquadCast and promote that far and wide. The SquadCast team would be more than happy to promote that. So if you want traffic to your site, and send it to me. I will promote it. If you write a blog, I'll tell you right now, if you write a blog post about how you're using SquadCast and you send it to me, I will promote it on my LinkedIn. I will promote it on my Twitter. So get those posts written. I'd be happy to share them. And then thinking about all the different ways that you can promote the service, like you can do a video, a walkthrough as well, and also be creative of how you promote it on your socials. There's tools like Edgar that allow you to have a batch of content that you're cycling through. What I've done is create an affiliates bucket. And so companies that I have an affiliate relationship with, a select few companies, I will mix those in and I will put those in Edgar. And so that they're scheduled like every Tuesday, like an affiliate post will go out on my socials. So all your platforms are fair game, like your Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, like any of those that you're active and comfortable in, your LinkedIn lives, your Instagram stories. Like, by the way, this is Friday recommendation day. This is where I talk about all the products that I'm using. I've created a blog post that I need to update. I said these are the 83 tools that we use at FullCast. These are the 27 tools I use to launch my show, Podcast Junkies. And then I listed them out one by one. And then you know what I did? I emailed those companies. I said, hey, SquadCast, I just put you in this post that I created, this mega post of all the services that I'm using. Guess what? They're going to promote it. You know what I did? Also tagged the companies as well and said, hey, at SquadCast, I just posted you in my list of like best services to use for podcasting. So if you put it out there, the companies are going to be excited and SquadCast is going to be excited to promote you. So be very creative, and I'm sure the more creative solutions, the more excited they're going to be. There's folks waiting to like share your content on the SquadCast team, and all of us that are advisors as well. So to take advantage of that, because as a podcaster, it gets more visibility for you as well.
Yeah, I mean, speaking for SquadCast, we absolutely want to amplify any of our customers' work. And that's exactly why we're so community focused. That's why we have the Squad Pod to just really, we know we talk about this a lot, but podcasting can be somewhat of a lonely game. And so having a community to rely on to help you, just not feel less lonely, I suppose, but also level up your game and just learn different tips and tricks from your fellow peers is super important. There is one thing that you called out that I want to point out because, we've talked about like how to get started with affiliate marketing. Like, don't just start selling. Like, that shouldn't be your first step. Your first step is like, earning trust, building trust, like getting to know your audience, getting to know what they need. But another thing that's helpful is experiencing the product firsthand and really believing it, but also like showing folks how to do it. Like, that's a powerful thing. Like, not just to experience it yourself and be able to recommend it, but like show them. That's something that I've seen super helpful, where you do like a YouTube video review, and then you have your link I was going to say show notes, but the YouTube comments, I suppose. It's not comments, whatever it is. I'm not a YouTuber, sorry.
Recently highlighted a couple of folks that have done some recaps of remote recording software, and they highlighted SquadCast as well. And you guys
Absolutely
do a fantastic job of reposting and promoting that content.
Yeah. So doing video reviews or blog reviews and stuff like that. I think that's really important, and just shows that like, yes, it takes the experience to that next level. And then I just think it makes the pitch, the sales that much easier. Any other like helpful tactics that you can think of, being the idea man that you are?
Yeah, it's so funny. Greg mentioned Pat Flynn doing the unboxing. I'm wondering if there's a way to create some sort of like physical envelope or something like that. It could be unboxing. I know it's a electronic product, but if we could come up with a creative way to be like, okay, I'm going to sign up for my podcast, I'm on my SquadCast, and then just, if there's something physical, even if it's just like, let's get stickers into people's hands, let's get some physical stuff. Maybe we can be creative about how we do that as well.
Right. Yeah. That is potentially $1 billion idea. How to unbox software. Good startup idea. Don't tell Zach, because that's the other idea, man.
It'll just be an empty box. It'll be an empty box. It'll say SquadCast, and you'll be like, and you open it, and then it'll be like the video or some fancy stuff like that. So that's that idea in progress. So
all right. Maybe for another webinar we'll be able to unbox that. So what do you like most about affiliate marketing? What do you think makes it appealing for creators and entrepreneurs? I mean, obviously passive income is a huge point, but what else do you like about it?
Anyone can get started. I mean, you can literally start doing this right away, and what better product to promote, to show that you're passionate about, than something that you use on a consistent basis. And it can create a steady stream of passive income, and it gets you comfortable. If you move, your show gets more popular. I think there's other opportunities to do host-read ads. When we launch shows for clients, one of the first things I teach them how to do is how to do a sponsorship ad read for their own stuff. Like, get into the habit of doing an ad read for something that you already promote. And so for a lot of folks here who may not have their own business, like, this ad's brought to you by SquadCast. As you may very well know, I do a lot of remote recording, and I'm really passionate about the quality of a recording. I love having that face-to-face interaction with my guests, and I've tried a bunch of different software. It's clear SquadCast cares about their community, and that's why, for me, I can't think of any better recommendation than to use their software. And full disclosure, I'm an affiliate to the program, but I know that it's a win-win for you, and I wouldn't be recommending it if I didn't think it would be adding value for you. So that's just an example of something I just made up as a host-read ad. But as a host, the better you get at doing that, it's a really strong skill set. It's one of the skills you're going to have to strengthen and develop as a podcaster. How to interview, how to create content, how to be consistent, but also how to like promote and talk about, in a way, about products that you're passionate about, that you feel will add value to the audience. And so just getting that practice in and doing it with an affiliate is the best way to start.
And that's an important point you brought up, is the legal ramifications. I do believe you need to disclose that in some manner, or at least it's probably a best practice. So yeah, thanks for bringing that up. I probably should have been brought up in the presentation, to be honest.
Yeah, and then most times when you see that, when they'll have an affiliate page and people will list, I do receive a commission on it, and people appreciate that. That's not anything that's new to an audience. It's not something that'll make it look weird. People understand that, like, I'll get a small commission. Even I've seen Pat Flynn post that on his site as well, and I think it demonstrates to people that you're being open about the relationship you have. But it'll be really apparent when you're sincere and you're passionate about the product, and in this case, SquadCast, that it's something that will add value to the audience. It's like, I would be remiss if I didn't suggest SquadCast to you, because I'm so happy with the product, and I'm raving about the community, and I just want you to join us, like join the community, like become part of us, like, and I think that's really positive.
Yeah, shout out to Greg. He said it's an FCC requirement, so do it.
Yeah.
Last question before we get into our Q&A time. We're big on transparency at SquadCast. We value honesty, and it's a core competency of our company. I know you're big on that stuff too, Harry. So I don't want to just paint a picture that rainbows and sunshine with affiliate marketing. Like, what are some of the downsides of it, or potential pitfalls that you see folks potentially running into with affiliate marketing, and how they can avoid them?
Yeah, I think there is no be all end all like panacea. It's SquadCast would be remiss if they promised you numbers, or they told you you'd be getting thousands of dollars in affiliate commissions. You do have to do the work, and you have to be consistent, but you also have to be conscious. I'm coming back full circle now, of your audience. Like, if you're blasting SquadCast promos like 3 or 4 times an episode, your audience is not going to like it, and you're also going to be doing a disservice to the SquadCast brand. So that's something that would, ensure you're conscious of. Do it in a way that's consistent with your messaging, with your show, that's in alignment with your values. If you don't feel comfortable doing it, you probably shouldn't be doing it, because it's going to come through in the energy that you transmit to your audience when you're recording your show. So I think you just want to make sure that you're not having people get tired. If you're mixing it in with other affiliate promos, you want to balance those out. But you also want to refer people to a page as well. So you can mention it. And so if you want more information, go to our affiliates page. Or if you want to know how to support this show, go to our affiliates page, and people can see the other high caliber companies that you're partnering with. But also, you've got to do your homework, because there's countless stories of people signing for affiliate programs, going all out to promote these products or services. And then, like, the company goes away, the affiliate program goes away, they don't get paid. People are like, where's all this goodwill that I did, and how come I'm not getting compensated? And so I know that, I'm vouching for SquadCast every opportunity I get. As an organization, as a company, I think really passionate about their mission, their values, and those are the types of companies that you want to be aligning yourself with.
Well, again, appreciate you saying that. It never gets old, and we try to earn it every day.
Yeah.
I did want to call out, thank you, Greg, for sending all the great resources. Obviously, Pat Flynn is a great example of a successful affiliate marketer. I also want to call out the amazing Crystal Profit, who is a SquadPod community member and says that affiliate marketing makes up 80% of her revenue. So that is a community member resource, an example that you can look to. She's amazing. I would highly recommend following the work that she does, because it is great. And her podcast is great too, the Profit Podcast. Zach and I were fortunate enough to be interviewed by her. And actually, she was generous enough to allow that episode to be put in our feed. So if you go to Between Two Mics, that is our most recent episode where we were interviewed by Crystal. But go check her out too, especially if you want to learn more about doing affiliate marketing the right way. She's an incredible example, in addition to some of the other names and resources that were shared in the chat.
And what's
all right.
What's Crystal's last name? Did I hear you correctly?
Profit. That is her real last name.
There you go.
And she's profiting. So, yes. Okay. Question time. So let me look at what we got. Okay. So a few questions here. So I'm going to read them off, and then if you want to take it, Harry, go for it. If not, I can. So Greg, who has been extremely active. So thank you, Greg. We really appreciate it. Greg says, my primary customer is not podcasters. So I love SquadCast and want to promote it, but I also don't want to be off brand with my message. You're thinking on the right lines. I totally agree. I think podcasting might be a secondary interest, but I'm primarily trying to help people build their careers through mastering fundamental career skills. Lisa has a follow-up saying that's her question too. So it's a twofer. What do you think, Harry?
I think it's really important to try it out, Greg. And I think if you're helping people build their career skills, there's nothing that says that one of the career skills they might be wanting to get better in is something related to podcasting, audiobooks, voiceovers, listening, yeah, all those skills. And so mentioning that and saying, hey, if you're having any sort of remote conversation with someone, this is the tool that I use that I'm extremely passionate about. And it's something you might want to give a try. And you can start to measure that too, and saying, hey, depending if your skills are in any of these areas or genres, this might be a good fit for you. And the way you're positioning it, Greg, is not that you're trying to get them to immediately become a SquadCast customer, but also something to consider as a way to support you in the show. And that's where you need to lead with and saying, this is a passion, the show's a passion project for me. I'm always looking to add value to you. This is something that I'm using. I've just recently became an affiliate, and because I'm passionate about the product. If you think that's something for fit, check it out. If not, I'm going to continue with today's show. But try different ways to promote it. But I think, Greg, that if you lead with this idea of adding value for your audience and know that that's the intention and energy behind you mentioning this program, I think good things will come out of it.
Sounds like Greg's happy with the response, Harry. So that sounds helpful. Great, thank you. Another great question comes from Lisa. She says, or they say, sorry, this feels overwhelming for someone who podcasts in, well, she said, say her free time. Can you suggest an affiliation approach that is most efficient given my limited time? And I think this is something we can totally empathize with, right, Harry? I mean, we're podcasters, business owners, time is limited. We totally understand. So when your time is limited, and sure, like podcasting can be overwhelming, especially when you're first getting started. How should someone look at affiliate marketing?
Well, I would take advantage of the time you've already committed to do your podcast, Lisa. So if you have a set, let's say you have an hour, you have a podcast, and let's say you're doing it weekly, so you know that you're podcasting anyway. So I would just, to get started early on, is to build in the mention of the affiliate program that you've aligned with in the same way that I've mentioned it to Greg. I don't know what your show is about, but whatever you're talking about, if you can fit in a minute or two to talk about the program, I think it's a good practice. And saying, this episode's brought to you by, or this is a service that I'm using because if you are a SquadCast user. So what I would do is not try to add more time to the time you've allotted for podcasting. Use the same amount of time. If it's a half hour, carve out an extra 2 or 3 minutes to do this. So you've got 27 minutes of your podcast and then 2 or 3 minutes, but start to build that into your time and how much time you set aside for podcasting, to know that I'm going to dedicate 2 to 3 minutes of the time that I do podcast for promotion. And then if you're talking about what you do after the show and how you promote it, again, block out the time. I'm a huge fan of time blocking. If you look at my calendar, it looks like a bunch of Lego blocks on the screen, because I know specifically the types of work I'm going to be doing. If I see empty time on my calendar, it feels like a black hole, and like, oh, I start to wonder at all the things I could be doing. So set aside, schedule your time. We all have 24 hours in a day, and so prioritize the things that are important to you. And if trying to look at different alternatives for monetizing your show is important, then figure out what you can move and how you can create time to do this. And again, maybe it's 15 minutes a week, 15 minutes a day, whatever makes sense for you, but try something out and adjust accordingly.
Excellent. Thank you. Hope that was helpful for you, Lisa. Next question is from Jack, unrelated to affiliate marketing, but you're an expert, Harry, so I think we can help him out. How can Jack find sponsors? And Ariel from the SquadCast team was generous enough to respond to look into podcorn.com. We're a big fan of their work. Definitely a great place to help find ads that make sense for your show. But any other advice for Jack, Harry?
Yeah, I would definitely think about the content of your show and what sponsors or what companies would love to get in front of that audience. And you have to be consistent in your approach. I'm a big fan of using tools like Airtable. So we do outreach for clients as well. We're going after sponsors, and we show them the value of the audience. I'll be happy to drop in what we're doing on Podcast Junkies here. It's a sponsor page we created on a tool called Notion. If you hit me up specifically, and this is some pricing we're trying out on the show, we use a page in Notion. And what I do on the page is I say, this is me, this is my history, this is how long I've had the show, this is the audience, these are the reviews of the people that are listening, and I package it by episode. I think we're doing $150 for Podcast Junkies just as an entry, but I'm also pricing it out for seasons. For some of the shows we do for clients, we're asking for $10K for a season. That's 13 episodes. And it's money that people have paid for our clients' shows. And so if they see the value of your audience, and this is where it comes back to what you're doing as a podcast host, are you being specific in terms of the content you're delivering on a consistent basis? If you're having an interview show, it's like, this is the entrepreneur show where we talk to fun people about fun things. What sponsor is going to want to be like, yeah, I have a coffee company or a camera company. It's like, I'm not sure this is my audience. But for example, Natalie's got a show called Photo Business Help. I mean, we're she's beginning to do outreach to photography companies that work with photographers, specifically companies that are interested in that audience. Highlight the benefits. She's been doing her show for 2 years, 200 plus episodes. It's called Photo Business Help. Like, a sponsor knows, oh, this makes sense for me. Whether I'm a company that has a camera bag or a flash, or you can think of like 50 companies off the bat. Show them the value of your audience, and you'll get their attention. I guarantee you.
Yep. Thank you. I know it's a little bit off topic, but appreciate that.
Yeah.
Looks like the final question, because there's a few others that are like unrelated to the topic that were already answered by the team. So the final question is from Greg again. So again, thank you, Greg. Greg says, how do we make use of SEO and affiliate marketing? Does the SquadCast affiliate program have dedicated keywords? So frankly, I'm not sure, Greg, if the affiliate program has that, but we absolutely, do have keywords for SEO, and that is a marketing effort on our end. So we can absolutely look into how that ties into the affiliate program, but also equip you with different ways that you can optimize when you are doing your affiliate marketing. So don't have the best answer for that right now, but this is why we're doing this webinar here, is to build awareness about the program, but also seek feedback and input and see how we can really make it better for you all. So I mean, not related to the SquadCast affiliate program, but have you seen, Harry, any ways that affiliate programs make use of SEO?
No, and that's probably a good thing to dig into, if there's any ways that we can look into that more to help leverage and people find programs as well. But I think the more niche you are with your show and with your offer, I think is where the things like keywords will come into play.
Awesome. So that is all of the questions. Thank you so much, everyone. We're just about on time, I think, here. So Ariel, are you coming back on stage, or you want me to close this show down?
Close it down.
All right. Got to go home, but you can't stay here. Harry, thank you so much for joining us. This was incredible. You're a true pro. And, I thought I was learning a lot about affiliate marketing in my preparation for this, but of course, just hearing you do your thing, I learned a lot. So I hope the audience does too. Thank you, everyone that joined us. Thank you for watching this video, and it'll be ready and available immediately after we wrap up here. So you feel free to, if you missed anything, you can catch the full webinar, and we'll also be sharing it to spread the word for folks that weren't able to make it live. Go ahead, Harry.
And get into that Slack group. The power comes from the community, guys. Like, the power comes from learning what other people are doing. You don't have to do this from zero yourself. Like, there's people who have been very successful, Crystal as an example, that have successfully run affiliate programs and can tell you, like, I'm sure they'll be happy to share phrases they've used, taglines they've used in their show, pages they've mocked up. Don't try to reinvent the wheel here. This has been done. There's a lot of handholding that's going to happen. I hope to see you in the Slack group. Ariel just created an affiliate program channel, which I'm going to be sure to jump in. So let's help you shorten that learning curve and get you started earning revenue from this affiliate program.
Thank you, Harry. And then I just want to give a shout out before we wrap to Garrett and Sabrina from the I Know Dino show. They're actually going to do our next webinar. I'm looking for the date. I can't remember the date. I'm sorry for not remembering off the top of my head. Ariel or Team Dino, when is that date? And so we can get folks excited about what to expect from the next one.
Let me pull it up.
I'm pulling up my calendar now. I'm sorry.
Right here.
August 20th.
Harry, you're amazing.
I just read the screen.
Harry.
That was Sabrina.
Genius,
That was Sabrina and Garrett.
Yeah.
Basically, if you follow us here on Crowdcast, you'll get notified of all of our upcoming events. I just put the link for the one that is coming up on August 20th at 4:00 p.m. Eastern. It'll be super fun.
Perfect. All right. Thanks, y'all. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Nice rock.
Bye, Harry.